YouTube, how's it going? I'm back with another 7-round mock. This one's for the New England Patriots, 31st pick in the draft. We're almost through till the end here. And let me tell you, this was a pretty annoying one to make because the graphics, the visuals I show you guys here of the players they pick, that's somewhat of a process that's made before this. And they kept trading their picks, so it wasn't fun. But, we got through it. And here we are with the Patriots, a team that's very hard to predict their draft. The past has shown that. But I'm not trying to predict the pick here. I'm kind of playing GM for them. This is what I do for all the teams. This is kind of what I would do in best case scenarios. We're also doing fan vote and mock draft. Link is always in the description. Click on that. Vote for your team or any team. I'll give you guys time to vote for that. Try to get through it. But let's go to the first pick. I went with Sony Michel, running back, Georgia. Again, I don't know if they do this. They probably don't. They like their sleeper running backs. But Sony Michel, no doubt in my mind, is a first-round talent. I would love him in New England's offense. It makes so much sense. They have a few running backs that can play. They signed Jeremy Hill, but he's not your legit guy. They always made just average, barely above average running backs better. Imagine if you get a first-round talent running back, and this is a late first-round pick. I think it just, I don't know if they do it, but this is what I would do. Just makes so much sense. I think he'd be dominant on that Patriots team, make them that much better. 2 second-round picks for the Patriots. I went Mason Rudolph here. If he drops to that early second-round pick they have, why not? I mean, this guy's better than people think. The only thing is people are worried about his velocity on the ball and maybe transitioning to the NFL from that weird Oklahoma State spread offense that is, it's not even like, people think that maybe what the Eagles did, what the Rams do, Nagy's offense from the Chiefs to the Bears. Maybe it's turning a little more like college, but still Oklahoma State's is much different. It's just pure college spread offense. Teams don't like it. They don't want anything to do with it sometimes. Some teams do. But Rudolph, I mean, he's smart. He's a smart kid, and he can play. Let me tell you, his pocket, he's not the fastest guy, but his pocket mobility is just excellent. The way he moves up in the pocket, very accurate thrower. He'll learn the game behind Tom Brady. Just makes so much sense to me. I mean, why not? If he's sitting there early second, he very well could be gone late first, but kind of got a big range because teams really don't. I think there's teams that really won't look at some of these Big 12 offenses or even defenses. That's just how it is. It's unfortunate. That's just how it is. So teams probably just scratched him off, and there's some teams that probably view him late first. So I like him. I would love him on the Patriots for the future. On to the other second rounder, Isaiah Oliver, corner from Colorado. Maybe this is a bit of a drop, but I do think it's realistic. First off, it's a perfect fit for the Patriots defense. I mean, they like playing a lot of man. I don't expect them to change much, even though Patricia's gone. They're a man team, especially for the corners like the press. He's a man corner. Ran a lot of it at Colorado. Colorado knows how to produce defensive backs recently. He's good at it. Maybe his play on the ball, his ball skills, his ability to just disrupt receivers in the act of catching the ball might be the best in this class. It is right there at the top. But tackling is a big issue. So I think he can tackle. It's just the way he goes about it. Maybe sometimes he takes plays off, doesn't really want to. I think that is the reason I think it's realistic he can drop to the later second round. But I think if he's there, the Patriots don't even think about it. They take him unless they already, even if they already drafted a corner by this point, they could be looking for two. Too good to pass. They're a smart team. That's why they won so many championships. So I think they won't go in order of pure need. I think they'll be smart about it, obviously. On to round 3, Fred Warner, linebacker, BYU, and this is a Patriots guy. This is a Patriots linebacker. Again, I expect them to keep things similar on the defense. They do want to get better players, but similar style players. Van Noy, actually from BYU. I think Fred Warner, much better prospect, more athletic too. So, I mean, he can play with them. He can compete for his spot. I just think he's a Patriots guy. There's some teams I really like to fit with Warner. I think I've mocked him to a couple teams because I like to fit, but the Patriots are one of those, obviously. I expect him to be a third-round pick for sure. Fourth round, Brian O'Neill, offensive lineman, Pittsburgh. Now, they can use a tackle way before this, losing Nate Solder. I expect Antonio Garcia to step up. I almost forgot that they drafted him last year. That's a great pick. I liked him a lot. So I expect Garcia to step up, play that left tackle spot or right tackle. We'll see where they decide to put the guys. But I think he'll step up like that pick from last year. It's going to show this year. But Brian O'Neill, very athletic tackle, very good. Could go as early as third round. So, I mean, this guy can get in there and compete. They need tackle depth. They could use a starter possibly. That's why I said they could go earlier in this. But I think they get a guy like O'Neal that's too good to pass on in the fourth, and they can come in there and compete. Sixth round, John Franklin Myers, edge rusher from Stephen F. Austin. So small school guy, but very talented. I think he can play interior D-line or outside, so I think they like that. Again, they can use an edge guy earlier in this. They got Claiborne, and they drafted a few guys from last year. So last year's draft, maybe at the time it looked a little weird. Wasn't a lot of picks, and it was a couple of the same guys, same type of position. I like Rivers from last year and Antonio Garcia. People really didn't notice their draft last year. Maybe it didn't look that good, but it's really going to come into play this year. I think it's going to look good this year because it's needs. It wasn't the big needs from last year. It's the big needs from this year. That's why they're smart. They know what their future looks like. So I think they get a guy like this for rotation, maybe depth. With the right coaching, he can be a big-time player in the future. So I think they'll like his upside there in the sixth. And on to the seventh round pick, Trayvon Henderson, safety from Hawaii. He's a sleeper. And if you watch the tape on this guy, he can play. He can play maybe just as good as the earlier round guys, but from Hawaii, I mean, he drops down a little bit. Earliest he'll go is probably 6. He's that later round guy, but should get drafted, and I think will. Another position that the Patriots could go much earlier in this. It's possible they go with a guy like Justin Reid in the first or their early second round pick, but it's just we got to wait and see how the Patriots do it. You know, they could get one early, they could get one late. I think they got the players at safety for now, even though they struggle in the playoffs a little bit, but they could be looking for their Chung replacement for the future. But I think it's not like it's desperate. Like, is the guy going to be terrible now? No, that makes no sense. So I don't know if it's desperation time for the safety. There's you can if they're that desperate during the season, they can trade for one, or you have next year's draft, next year's free agency. But again, they very well could get one early, and I wouldn't have a problem with it. But that'll do it for the Patriots mock drafts. Got the Eagles, and then we got the Chiefs and the Texans. Then we're through it, but we won't be done with the uploads. Got plenty of draft coverage, plenty of NFL coverage in general, all season long, all year long. Season never stops here. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. That'll do it for this one. Goodbye.